When you're decorating with your logo, your customer's logo, or really any design for that matter, most of the time, all you have to do is simply change the heat transfer material option that you chose to decorate with. By doing this, you can completely change the overall look of the garment or item, hard good, soft good, whatever, right? Today, we are using this same design with 3 different transfer options. And we're going to play around on the 360 IQ hat press. We're also going to use the same hat. That way you can truly see what it looks like when you change the design on the same item. So let's get started. Headwear continues to rise, so we need to stay on top of trends and of course look at a variety of different ways to decorate headwear. Not only does this make you the pro in how to decorate the options that are out there, even the trends, but it allows you to really focus and learn your customer and which material is going to be best for them. Now, we are taking the same logo, like I said, and we are decorating with some glitter, a sublimation transfer, and we are going back to the standard twill, but we're utilizing our textured twill. Now, these all have full color capabilities, so you can get as detailed, as colorful, or even as simple as you'd like. But we are going to be using the 360 IQ hat press and this Richardson style 113. Now, we are going to decorate in 2 different colors in terms of the cap, but overall you'll be able to see what the design looks like once it's placed on this trucker cap. Now, there is no artwork prep in this. There is no artwork setup. We don't have to cut or weed because these logos were actually ordered off of Stahls.com. I uploaded the artwork, the transfers and designs got back to me, and all I have to do is turn on my press, set it to the correct settings, load my cap, and decorate. It's that simple and easy. Now, each one of these also has a $25 minimum. So we're going to be going off of the size of the design, not the quantity. So the larger the design, fewer the quantity, smaller the design, more you're going to need. But that's okay because you can use these on bags, left chest, you can do them on headwear, and also other accessories. So we're going to go ahead and head to the press and get applying. Okay, our press is currently set up to decorate using the sublimation transfer. Now, this is CAD Prints Sublimation. So if you're online and you're looking and you're not quite sure where to go, you want to go to Custom Transfers and then go to select CAD Prints. So the next 2 that we're also going to talk about are CAD Prints as well. So with the sublimation transfer, we need to be cooking high at this. We're cooking high and we're cooking long. So we're going to be at 395 and we need to cook for 60 seconds. Now, my pressure has been adjusted to light on this because we do have some foam on our trucker hat, and I know the best way in terms of application is to make sure our pressure is set to low. Now, because we are at 395 and we need to go to 300 degrees for our other transfers, we will let this cool down prior to continuing to press. So first things first, we've got our sublimation transfer. It doesn't look very vibrant. It doesn't look very vibrant in this transfer. But once the ink has infused into our headwear, it will be nice and vibrant once we remove the paper. Now, up next will be our CAD Prints glitter print. Now, this is a printable glitter material. So we are going to get a little bit of an iridescent glitter on this, and as the light hits it, it also kind of changes the glitter tone around it. So you do have a little bit more of a silver kind of hue, but as I am looking at the sun detail in this, I kind of see a little bit more gold and yellow, and that's simply because of the colors that are there. This glitter will not flake. So if you have used our glitter flake, you know that that glitter isn't going to explode all over the car or all over the house or all over the washer. Not that you're going to want to wash this cap, but you could. but this is going to be extremely durable and not flake off. Last but not least, we are using our CAD Prints textured twill. Now, this looks like simulated embroidery. There's a little bit of fiber detail in this, and I'll show you the difference between textured and a regular twill in just a minute. But this one is going to have more of a satin or kind of gloss look to it. When we show it side by side next to regular poly twill, you notice that the poly twill has a little bit more of a matte finish, where this one definitely has the sheen. Now, if you also notice, this has some flexibility. It's extremely thin, but this is going to give us some incredible detail that maybe embroidery wouldn't be able to do. So if you have a design that is extremely detailed, maybe there's 50 different colors in the overall design, this is a great option, as well as the other two, because of the amount of detail we can get without having to puncture the hat. So this one is applying at 300 degrees for 20 seconds, and our glitter print is 300 degrees at 12 seconds. I was thinking 15 in my head, but it is 12. So very low, very quick, and that sublimation is just gonna take a little bit longer. All right, I need my stool to step up to be able to apply correctly. So I'm gonna run and grab that, and we'll keep moving forward. All right, so as I'm holding scissors in my hand, we have not loaded this onto the platen just yet, but what I want to make sure is that my transfer is as free of any white space as much as possible, because I want to make sure that when I am lining up my design, that I know exactly how much room that I have to work with in the transfer, especially when we only have a certain amount of width to work with. It's very important that you clean up the edges. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is just crease the very, very top, and then now I can find my center. I know you guys couldn't see that, but it's just creased very little, but on the back, I know exactly where the middle is, especially when I am lining it up along the middle of the cap. Flip your sweatband forward. Now, I have this heat part, the lower part, turned off. And if you're curious as to why, we really want to make sure that with sublimation, we are cooking the way we need to be cooking. So in this particular case, the sweatband always comes forward. And I want to make sure that we have got this part of the cap lined up as close to the lower platen as possible, especially with this little braid here. I want to make sure that we get a nice clean line. I flipped the lever up. Now, because we don't have any tack on our paper, we just want to make sure that our transfer isn't going to slip and slide prior to lowering the platen. Now next, I'm going to add my cover sheet just to make sure everything is protected. My press is already set, and we have locked in for 60 seconds. Once it's finished, this will automatically open, and it's a hot peel, so just be very careful as it's going to be 395 degrees, so just hot to the touch. All right, so we're gonna flip our lever back up, or the black piece will go down. And as you can see, all we just need to do next, remove that tape, and our sublimation design is revealed. So next, we're gonna set this one to the side, and we need to go down almost 100 degrees. So we'll let this cool down and then finish the remainder of the two hats. Now that we are at 300 degrees, we are able to go ahead and get our hat loaded onto our platen. pop our lever down, that way our hat is locked in place. And now let's just take a look at this transfer that we're using. Our textured twill, as you can see, there is actually texture in this type of transfer. But the beautiful thing about this is we're still able to get that full color capability, but we also have a beautiful sheen. Now, the other thing I'm going to state is if you check out how thin this is, it's great for not just only headwear, but you can put this on a variety of other garments. So we are just going to center this. We don't need to really use any type of thermo tape since the transfer is actually just laying nicely right where it needs to be. But we are going to use a cover sheet to make sure that our heating element is protected along with our cap. And then we are going to let this cook for 20 seconds. There's no carrier, so we won't need to peel anything. And next, we will be able to let this automatically lift up and then immediately remove our cap from the press. All right, now take a look at that. Like I said, you've got that beautiful sheen, you've got texture, and of course it looks beautiful on this hat. So now let's go ahead and move to our glitter. For our next hat, let's go ahead and get this loaded on the press just like the other two. Now we're still going to stay in that 300-degree temperature, but we are going to drop our time to 12 seconds versus the 20 that we did for texture twill. Now this transfer does have a glitter effect to it, so you're going to see a beautiful silver effect come to life, especially when the light hits it. Now once we remove the carrier, you will be able to see this transfer a lot better. Well, let's just say sparkle a lot better. We do have an extremely tacky carrier, so no matter where we put this on the cap, it's going to stay in place. So again, just going to use that center location. We will not need to use a cover sheet for this. The carrier is going to take place of that. And our logo is actually staying in place. Now this is a hot peel, so we are going to have that adhesive kind of lift up a little bit. So make sure you do this within a quick time frame so you don't have that carrier lift and that logo shift on you. Now once our heating element lifts up, like I said, it is a hot peel, so we want to remove that carrier. And then lift our lever up and take our hat off of the press. And just like that, our hat is complete. And as you can see, there is that high detail of a glitter effect. All right, as you can see, we have finished all three designs. Our texture twill gives us that nice embroidered look, but it only took us 20 seconds to apply simply by using the 360. We have a nice sheen, and you know what? It's going to feel lightweight and great and still be very durable. Next, we have the glitter print. I did put this one a little low to the brim of the hat, but that's okay. This is going to definitely target a specific market, hitting the glitter aspect of it. But when it's out in the sun, in the daylight, that's going to have a really, really nice sparkle to it. But yet, we're still able to utilize the same logo and capture two different types of markets. Now, last but not least is our sublimation. This is really going to give a nice bright pop without any type of texture. Remember, it goes into the garment or the headwear versus sitting on top. Still looks very, very nicely done. It's very nice and clean and flush with the headwear. No option is a wrong option, right? It really just depends on what type of transfer you want to work with, what type of transfer you want to show your customer, or what type of look your customer wants. If you are decorating this for you as a brand, play with a couple of different types of materials and transfer options and see which one your customer and your market is going to love. doesn't hurt in trying out new things. So please do not be afraid to kind of do a little test and see which one really takes off. The beauty of all of these is that there is no minimum in pieces, it's only in terms of dollars. So if you only needed 50 of these to hit that $25 minimum, then you have a great price point for a transfer and you have some room to make an excellent profit. Now, the 360 IQ gives us excellent capabilities from upper and lower heat. We have the one size fits all or most lower platen, and don't forget that you can do other things than just headwear. Think of bags, think of left chest, think of being able to put something on this that requires that small logo and being able to utilize both the upper and the lower platen. I'm Kelly Walters. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let us know what types of transfers you're using on your headwear, and if you haven't purchased your 360 yet, go do it. It's changing people's business. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you later.